Tonight on CTV News, the Fort Collins Police Department puts a second officer on paid administrative leave after an investigation following a discrimination lawsuit. And we take a look at the Two Immigrants with Love rally.
All this plus a look at weather, sports, and entertainment on CTV starting now.
Good evening and thanks for tuning in to CTV News. I'm Grace Reeder.
And I'm Emily Beffinger.
The Fort Collins Police Department recently put a second officer on paid administrative leave following a lawsuit investigation. CTV reporter Kiera Coles was at the Fort Collins Police Department earlier today.
I am currently standing in front of the Fort Collins City Police Department. The Assistant Chief of Fort Collins Police was put on paid administrative leave this Tuesday. This is the latest update in an ongoing third-party investigation of Fort Collins Police Services following a lawsuit filed in April of last year. The first officer to be placed on leave, Sergeant Shakely, who was named in the lawsuit, was put on a paid administrative leave a little more than 2 weeks ago, and the City of Fort Collins recently agreed to pay $425,000 to former Officer Kennyberg Arujo and current Sergeant Francis Gonzalez in an out-of-court settlement in response to the lawsuit. The lawsuit claimed that those holding subordinate identities were passed over for promotions and discriminated against during the disciplinary process. Of course, Fort Collins Police and the City of Fort Collins stress that the act of putting employees on leave and settling out of court do not admit guilt, and they are working to address all claims made against the department. We will update you as the story develops.
Again, we will update you on the investigation and the lawsuit as the story progresses.
Dreamers United and College Republicans coordinated separate rallies that occurred at the same time on the plaza yesterday. We decided to take a look into what the event was all about.
Dreamers United coordinated Two Immigrants with Love, a celebration for immigrants that took place on the Colorado State University Plaza. This is a new letter-writing campaign for immigrants and the allies who love them to publicly acknowledge that we are standing with immigrants no matter what.
We made this sign so other people could acknowledge that, we actually are all immigrants, at some point.
Well, everybody has a connection to the issue. We live in this country, right? Immigration policy, practice, that affects our day-to-day lives as a United States citizen.
College Republicans chose to build another free speech wall on campus to use a visual representation to celebrate our First Amendment rights. This was held the same time as the Two Immigrants with Love celebration in the plaza.
We chose today specifically because we know that other CSU students are organizing protests all the time, and we have CSU students who are going down to march in Denver for different activities and stuff. So we picked a day when people were already going to be expressing their First Amendment right on the plaza and exercising free speech to kind of come here and create an inclusive space to do the same thing.
What the wall is here to represent is just a visual representation of our First Amendment right. Too often on college campuses and public universities and public institutions of higher education, our First Amendment rights are being infringed upon. So this is a visual reminder that the university cannot infringe upon our First Amendment rights, which were granted to us by the Constitution. FIRE is an organization, it's a law firm that is all about free speech, and they basically give rankings to universities across the nation. Red, yellow, and green lights. So if you have a green light, you're good to go. There's a university that really doesn't have any free speech issues. Red light means that there's some serious issues that need to be looked into. And yellow light is there somewhere in between. It's not a horrible place to be, but there's some free speech issues, and CSU is ranked as a yellow light.
For more information about College Republicans and Dreamers United organizations, you can visit their Facebook pages online.
Democratic State Representative for Colorado Joanne Ginall's second attempt to put a stop to blowing black smoke out of a diesel exhaust or rolling coal passed a House committee on Wednesday. If the bill passes, it will allow police officers to issue $100 fines for the act, which some say is a hazard to drivers, law enforcement, and pedestrians. Ginall emphasized that the bill will not target all diesel drivers, only those who have made modifications with the intention of harassment.
On Saturday, there will be an annual 1 Billion Rising March to raise awareness of violence and exploitation of women, and this year's emphasis is to recognize Indigenous women. The event will start at the Denver Pavilions at 11 in the morning and begin with a drum circle and flash mob. The march provides an emphasis on female survivors of violence, and the title 1 Billion Rising comes from the startling statistic that 1 in 3 women will be victim of violence during their lifetime. If you or someone you know is a victim of violence, please use the resources provided here at at CSU through the Women Gender Advocacy Center.
Last week, 5 people died in 5 separate car crashes in northern Colorado due to bad weather. One of them was a CSU student. As a result, CTV reporter Michelangelo Bustamante did some research on some safe driving tips.
Thanks, Grace and Emily. Fort Collins has seen its fair share of traffic incidents over the past couple weeks. In light of recent events, we here at CTV wanted to remind our viewers of important traffic safety tips. Over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be partnering with the CSU Police Department to give you guys some more information on how to be safe while commuting around town. But for tonight, we wanted to give you a little bit of advice. First, always remember to wear your seatbelt. Seatbelts are proven to save lives. Over half of all traffic deaths have resulted from people not wearing their seatbelts. Also, focus on driving. Distracted driving causes accidents. Going along with that, please don't text and drive or text and bike. You need to be paying attention to the road and what's going on in front of you. Also, if you're going to be biking at night, remember to always have a bike light. It can be very hard to see bikers at night, especially when you're driving. So to avoid any accidents, always be sure to wear a bike light. The CSU PD wants to remind you to always obey traffic laws, regardless of whether you're walking, biking, or driving. We'll definitely have more for you on this story in the next couple weeks, but for now, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Michelangelo. Emily, tomorrow is CSU's 147th birthday.
I know, I'm so excited for the cake on campus, like, let's be honest.
The cake, and they have some sweet balloon animal arches that they usually roll out, but really the cake. That's all the news we have for you tonight, but stay tuned because Elizabeth Prossi is up next with your weather, and it looks like Fort Collins has a beautiful weekend ahead.
Tune in to KCSU, your student-run radio station at Colorado State University. Live 24 hours a day, every day at 90.5 FM and kcsufm.com. Live local new music now, and news, talk, and sports. KCSU, the radio voice of Colorado State, on the air since 1964.
You're watching CTV, produced by Colorado State University students, bringing you news, weather, sports, and entertainment from campus and beyond. CTV live Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m. on campus and Fort Collins on Channel 11. Repeats at midnight, 8 a.m., noon, and 2 p.m.
The Rocky Mountain Collegian is your student-run news and information platform. Pick up your paper on campus or around Fort Collins Monday through Thursday with special editions Fridays. And check out collegian.com anytime for all the latest updates. News, sports, entertainment, opinion, and more. The Rocky Mountain Collegian, serving Colorado State since 1891.
College Avenue has been your student magazine for the last 10 years. College Avenue prints once a month covering topics that are relevant to the CSU and Fort Collins community. We also print special editions like the graduation guides at the end of each semester, the best of CSU each fall, and the orientation guide each summer. Look for us on racks around campus, off campus, or online at collegian.com under the College Avenue tab.
Welcome back. I was going to tell you a pizza joke for National Pizza Day, but I'm afraid it might be too cheesy. So can I have a piece of your pie, and will you be my Valentine? Well, it's all right. The moon outside is gorgeous and full, and it kind of looks like a pie here in Fort Collins. We've got a very pleasant evening for you. 55 degrees, so nice and mild. A slight breeze coming out of the southwest at 5 miles per hour. Overall, though, very pleasant on this Thursday evening. The entire state of Colorado is seeing gorgeous temperatures this evening. Everyone is well above 0 degrees, 41 degrees in the Fort Collins, 40s along the I-25 corridor. Cooler though as we head towards the mountains, getting into those lower 20s. Now Friday is going to feel a lot more like spring. Cooler start, 43 degrees as we begin our Friday morning. By lunchtime though, 68 degrees, almost 70. Sun is coming out by the afternoon, so grab a friend and go outside with the football, frisbee. Just really enjoy this very nice, almost summer-like weather. And these aren't typos for our highs across the entire state of Colorado. We're seeing very warm, well above average temperatures. Look at this, 78 degrees in Pueblo, even seeing some 80s on the eastern plains. It's beginning to feel like summer, but it is not quite summer yet here in Colorado. It's still February, and speaking of February, that means we have a ski resort of the week for you. It goes to Steamboat, Colorado. This Saturday, Steamboat's going to have some snow flurries, 35 degrees, but by Sunday, going to have fun in the sun, 34 degrees. And Steamboat right now has 2 inches of snow on the ground to add to its 74-inch base and 165 trails open. So lots of skiing for you. And it's also Valentine's Day weekend. So if you don't want to be my Valentine, that's all right. Grab your Valentine. Saturday, we do have a chance of rain here in Fort Collins. So make it a low-key night. Stay indoors, watch some Netflix, make dinner. Sunday, though, it's going to be crisp and clear, 45 degrees, and Valentine's Day love will be in the air. Lots of sun for you lovers. Going to be beautiful if you want to take your couples and go out for a nice hike. Overall, though, Rams, it's going to be a gorgeous weekend, so enjoy and happy early Valentine's Day. Don't go anywhere. Alex is coming up with more in the world of Rams sports right after this.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Hey there, Rams. I'm sports anchor Alexandria Clow, bringing you all the latest in CSU athletics. The men's basketball team had a victory on Tuesday night as they hosted the Utah State Aggies here at Moby Arena. The Aggies fell 69-52 against the Rams. This win brought the Rams to the 3rd overall spot in the Mountain West and a record of 8-4 in the conference. The Aggies dropped to 4-8 in conference play for the season. Senior guard Gene Clavel had yet another great game. In the first half alone, he had 14 points. He later had a total of 24 points for the whole game. The game was off to a slow start, but senior forward Emmanuel Amagbo had the first score of the game with a dunk on the Aggies. Amagbo also had his 3rd consecutive double-double with 10 points and 14 rebounds. This brought him to his 14th double-double of the season. Amagbo is currently ranked 8th in the NCAA for rebounding. The Aggies were unable to score for the first 6 minutes of the first half, but after some rallying on their part, they pulled it together and came back with a tied score of 23-23 at the final media timeout of the first half. After the timeout, the Rams broke through and scored another 10 points to bring the score to 33-23 at the end of the first half. There were 12 Utah State turnovers that played a role in the game, as 11 points came out of those for CSU. CSU finished with a shooting percentage of 40 and USU had a percentage of 36. CSU will take on Fresno State here in Fort Collins this Saturday at 2 in the afternoon. The CSU women's basketball team had a tough last 2 games. Last night they played the Utah State Aggies in Utah and fell 55-48. The Rams are now 10-2 in the Mountain West. The Rams are still currently ranked number 1 in the conference, with Wyoming trailing right behind them in 2nd place. CSU had their lowest game field goal percentage last night with only 26.8%. Ella Nystrom was the leading scorer for CSU with 9 points. Nystrom is just shy 4 rebounds of breaking Becky Hammond's rebound record of 538. CSU trailed 29-17 at halftime. This was CSU's second largest deficit of the season. They also had their season low of 6 turnovers last night. The Rams will continue to be on the road as they face the Fresno State Bulldogs this Saturday at 2 p.m. The women and men's track and field team have had 2 athletes sweeping the Mountain West. Lorenda Holtz and Cole Rockhold both have been named Mountain West Indoor Track and Field Athletes of the Week this week. This is the second time they have been named Athletes of the Week this season. Lorenda Holston broke CSU's 60-meter hurdles record for the 3rd time this season with a time of 8.13 seconds. This time puts her in the 11th spot in the nation. Rockhold earned the title of the week, athlete of the week, by a time of 4 minutes and 3 seconds in the mile run. Once his time was adjusted to altitude, it changed to 3 minutes and 57 seconds. This time earned him the 4th rank in the nation. The track and field team travels to the Don Kirby Classic in New Mexico this Friday and the Husky Classic in Washington on Sunday. The Rams tennis team had quite a break as they last played on the 29th of January and fell to the Wisconsin Badgers 7-0. The Rams head down to the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs tomorrow for a match against the Incarnate World. This long break could be good for the Rams as they head into the match refreshed. As we all know, the Super Bowl took place this last Sunday where the New England Patriots faced the Atlanta Falcons. It looked like the Patriots were going to lose for quite some time and people started to lose hope in Tom Brady. But the Patriots pulled through and came back 34-28, winning Super Bowl 51. I had the awesome opportunity to fly down to Houston to be a part of the Super Bowl week festivities. Here are some of the things I saw. I had the chance to not only meet NFL players, but also NBA players. The week leading up to the Super Bowl was filled with countless events, but all of these events were for a good cause. I had the opportunity to chat with Malcolm Jenkins about his Rock Avenue bow tie collection and his foundation. Where did all the proceeds go?
So all of our proceeds go to our various programs that are across the country. Right now we're serving 4 different communities, one being New Orleans. That was where we were birthed. We have a scholarship program where we've given over $85,000 in scholarships to our youth in New Orleans, and we have a year-round program called Project Rewards that is an after-school program focusing on life skills for the youth.
I ran into a Kansas City Chiefs player and asked him what his plans were for the Super Bowl.
I'm going to just watch it. I don't want to go because I'm not in it. I'm hating. So I'm just go out and watch it, chill with some friends.
Needless to say, Super Bowl week was a fantastic time. For updates throughout the weekend, be sure to log on to collegian.com and go to the sports page. Don't go away because Delaney has all of your latest entertainment coming up after the break.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? You know you do. That's why we're here. We're free and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos. Go to GetSchooled.com.
Delaney Herring here, and last week Beyonce announced that she was having twins, so I took to the LSC at CSU and decided to ask people what they think that Beyonce and Jay-Z should name their twins. So Beyonce just announced that she's having twins. Her first child's name is Blue Ivy. What do you think she's going to name her twins?
Well, I feel like because she already has Blue Ivy, I think Purple Moss and Orange Root would be a great addition to the family.
What do you think she's going to name her twins?
I think they should name her twins executive producer Bailey Lakey.
Beyonce announced last week that she's having twins. What do you think she should name her twins?
I think since South and East aren't taken yet, they should be South and East.
All right, thank you.
Green Oak and Red Maple Leaves.
Very creative. I like it a lot. Thank you.
I think she should name them Pear and Orange.
Harold and Kumar.
I like it.
How about Green Ivy and Poison Ivy?
I think it depends on if it's boys or girls. I mean, definitely something with color, probably. I saw the pictures, the announcement pictures, and she kind of hinted, so maybe something with pink or, I don't know, orange.
So, Beyonce announced last week that she's having twins. Her first child's name is Blue Ivy. What do you think she's going to name her twins?
Rise and Shine, or maybe Mr. Big and Aiden, if you've seen Sex and the City. You know what I'm talking about? Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Have a nice day. Toodles.
I am so excited for those BBs. Get it? BBs? As a part of Black History Month, comedian Nate Jackson will be on campus tomorrow. He has appeared on MTV, Nickelodeon, Comedy Central, SiriusXM Radio, and more. The show will be at 7 p.m. in the LSE North Ballroom. Imagine someone making you laugh more than I do. I know it's hard to imagine, but he's the real deal. Head on down to the University Center of the Arts on Remington Street to catch the Singer of the Year competition. This competition includes all undergraduate vocal students who will be competing for over $50,000 of scholarship money. Holy Toledo, I'm wishing I wasn't a tone-deaf singer right about now. The competition starts at 7:30 p.m. on February 25th in the Organ Recital Hall. Don't miss out. What kind of person doesn't like pizza? A weirdo. Which means everybody must love National Pizza Day, which is today. Here at CTV, we have been having a big debate in the newsroom about the best ways to eat pizza. Everybody knows the fold is the best and only way. You keep everything on the slice, it's easier to dunk in spicy ranch, and you have an extra hand for a drink. If you eat pizza with a fork and a knife, we are not friends. It's getting heated. Anyways, let's be real, dough, LOL. Every day is National Pizza Day at my house. That's all the time we have for you tonight, Rams. Enjoy your pizza.
That is really good. I'm really content.
You took all the cheese.
It's getting real heated.